Welcome to the third week of the JusticeHub.tools November Veterans Awareness Campaign. If you're interested in building access to justice technology, working with legal aid advocates, or simply want to help your community, join us on JusticeHub.tools, a social network and hub aimed to aid in the identification, prevention, mitigation, and solving of justice issues that affect our communities. With me today is Krista Selnow, staff attorney at Pine Tree Legal Assistance, and Brian Dyer-Stewart, web developer at BDS Works, who will be showing us how to use Stateside Legal to customize your work. So Krista, can you tell me a little bit about Stateside Legal and the purpose of the platform?
Sure. StatesideLegal.org is a website for members of the military, veterans, their families, and advocates. Our goal with StatesideLegal.org is to help you access benefits, find free legal help, and better understand your legal issues. We strive to index the best legal information available in one easy-to-use site. In addition, on StatesideLegal.org, we've also added our own interactive forums, videos, and classrooms to help you better understand the law as it applies to you. A couple different areas of content that we have on the website are benefits, consumer issues, education, housing, and taxes. We also have our Find Legal Help map, our volunteer map, and our Veterans Legal Help Navigator.
So can you show us how to use these tools? I'm especially interested in the legal advocate toolkit, but I would really like to see what you think would be the most useful tools for other legal aid organizations entering this space or who are already currently in this space.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to hand this piece over to Brian to talk about how to add the advocate toolkit to your own website using a button that we have on the website on statesidelegal.org. And as he's talking about it, I'll show you how to find that button and how to access the advocate toolkit on Stateside Legal.
So under our advocate menu item here, several things, but under the toolkits, we've recently redesigned the toolkit page, and you'll find some specific collections of information on tax and VA compensation claims, and then a whole range of additional resources that you see listed here. And at the bottom of this page is also a button that you can bring over to your website if you're somebody who has access to the code on the website. And if you click on the copy HTML for link, it'll put the HTML code for that little button onto your clipboard. And then after that, you can paste it into your website if you're a WordPress or Drupal site or Joomla or one of those that has a content management system where you can go behind the scenes and just paste a button onto your site. So you can pick that up there. Krista, you might want to talk about how people can actually join in and become a contributing member to the site.
Yeah, so in addition to adding the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit to your site by putting this button on there, which would bring people directly to this page that we're looking at right now, which has the Tax Advocate Toolkit, the Military Advocate Toolkit, the VA Disability Compensation Claim Toolkit, and then the VA Advocate Toolkit. You can also sign up to be a contributor to the toolkit. So if you're an advocate who works with veterans or service members and you have information that you would like to contribute and add to the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit, you can do that by either clicking this button at the top of the page, sign up, share it with us, or by going over to the side where it says sign me up. When you click on that, it'll open up and you have the option to sign up here to contribute articles to the toolkit, the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit. And so as long as you enter your name, your email, and check the I would like to contribute articles or toolkits and hit the submit button, you don't need to enter any other information or details, but we'll get that information, and then that's the way to add additional content to the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit.
What will happen if you sign up is that we will be in touch with you and make you a user on the site so that you can, without being in further touch with us, you can send us information, format it, and have it ready to go. It won't be published yet. It'll come into a moderation queue where as we're assembling toolkits, we'll try to include that information or set up a new toolkit. So that's the process. So for signing up to become an editor on our site, basically, for advocate resources.
Excellent. I just want to make sure that we're hitting all the points. So we've looked at how to volunteer, how to put the toolkit on your website, and how to help bolster the Stateside Legal website. Besides those, were there any other tools that you wanted to touch on?
There are a couple. So what we've looked at so far is the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit. We've covered how to add this toolkit to your own website by copying the HTML code and adding this button down here, which will bring you to this page that we're looking at now with these different toolkits that we have on Stateside Legal. We've also reviewed how to sign up and add and contribute information to the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit as well, if you're an advocate who works with veterans and service members. In addition to the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit, we also have our Find Legal Help map and then our volunteer map. So the volunteer map, you can access it by clicking on volunteers. And when you do that, it'll bring you to the Advocate Network for Volunteers. And again, at the top of that page, you'll find this button, Sign Up, Share It With Us, and over on the side, the Sign Me Up button. And so here, when you click on that button, it brings up the same web form that we were looking at before, but instead of clicking, I would like to contribute articles or toolkits, which would indicate to us that you are looking to add content to the Stateside Legal Advocate Toolkit. Instead, you would click this first button. I would like to include my organization and the legal help map and/or in services offered. And so what that does is it tells us that you're interested in listing volunteer opportunities that you have with your organization on the volunteer map on Stateside Legal. And when you look at that, what it does is it's a list of different volunteer opportunities for serving veterans and service members across the country. If we take a look at this one, the ABA Military Pro Bono Project, you can see that it's a nationwide volunteer opportunity based out of Chicago, Illinois. You then have the opportunity to write more about what your volunteer project is and how to contact you if people are interested in volunteering for your volunteer project. You can also indicate whether you're looking for attorneys, law students, or paralegals, and the beginning date and the end date. Here we can see too that this opportunity is a virtual opportunity, and so you don't actually have to be located in Chicago to be a part of the ABA Military Pro Bono Project. And so that's one great way to spread the word and do outreach about different volunteer opportunities that you might have for your organization, where you're looking for attorneys, law students, or paralegals to help assist veterans and service members. Another way to find people to help you with these volunteer opportunities that you might have would be to go to the statesidelegal.org webpage. Under Find Local Help, you can pull up the VA Accredited Advocates list. This is a list that's managed by the VA, and if you click on this link, you can search for VA Accredited Advocates by state and zip code. So for example, if we wanted to find an attorney in Maine, you would select Maine as your state and attorney as who you're searching for. And when you hit search, every attorney who is licensed in Maine will pop up and it'll give you their contact information. So you can call them and do outreach that way as well, in addition to posting your volunteer opportunity on the Find Volunteer map on statesidelegal.org. And so one other way to add information to this volunteer map, or another type of volunteer opportunity that has been popping up across the country recently, is something called Military Mondays with Starbucks. And these are typically partnerships between legal aid organizations or law school clinics that partner with a local Starbucks to provide free legal help for veterans and service members. And so you could also add that to the volunteer map as well. It's really a way to get the word out about any kind of volunteer opportunity that you may have that you're looking for volunteers to help staff. And so the last piece that I wanted to show you would be the Find Local Help map. And this map is similar to the volunteer map. When you go to it, so on statesidelegal.org, you go to Find Local Help and you click on that button. At the top, you'll see the same button, Sign Up, Share It With Us, and on the side, Sign Me Up. Here, what you would be doing, instead of listing a volunteer opportunity that you might have with your legal services organization, you're actually listing your legal services organization as a place for veterans and service members to go to access free legal help. And so here, again, you'd be clicking this top button, indicating to us that you'd like to include your organization in the legal help map or in the services offered. And when you do that, you'll come up as a free legal services organization for the zip code where you are. And so here we're looking at Maine, and we can see that there are quite a few different legal services organizations in Maine that will provide assistance to veterans and service members. The last piece that I wanted to touch on is our Veterans Legal Help Navigator. You can find that by going to the homepage of stateside.legal.org, and underneath the featured section, you can click on Veterans Legal Help Navigator. This tool is similar to our Find Local Help map, but instead of simply searching for organizations by typing in the zip code or the state where they might exist, what it does is it walks a caseworker through the legal issue that a veteran or service member is experiencing, and then at the end, it matches them with the exact right fit match located anywhere in the country where they need the help. And so to join the Veterans Legal Help Navigator, you could do it either by clicking the Sign Up, Share It With Us button at the top of the page, or again on the side, Sign Me Up. And if you click this first button, I'd like to include my organization, enter your name and your email, then we'll know that you want to include your organization either in the Legal Help Map or in the sources offered in the Veterans Legal Help Navigator tool.
And similar to the advocate contributor, how we would respond to that request would be to make you a member of the team as a organizational editor for your organization. So we have a form where you can fill out all the information about your organization and what services it provides, what areas of expertise it serves, and where, and if there are any status or income requirements for different things.
I had one remaining question. One problem that we've seen in the legal aid industry when we've spoken to legal aid lawyers is connecting with potential clients who may not even know that they have a legal problem. So I imagine engaging with veterans can be just as difficult. So what tips do you have for legal aid attorneys?
Sure, yeah. We have 10 strategies to improve legal aid support to low-income military and veteran households. The first is ask all of your clients whether they or someone in their household have military service. Often, if we ask someone if they're a veteran, they may not identify as a veteran, and so by asking the broader question if they have military service, they're more likely to identify as somebody who has military service in their background. The second is to become familiar with the resources available on statesidelegal.org, including the detailed advocate resources on the advocate landing page, which you can find by clicking on the Advocates button at the top of statesidelegal.org. You can also sign up for Veterans Clinic's listserv launched by Professor Patricia Roberts at William & Mary Law School to stay on top of emerging legal developments, case trends, and best practices. You can talk with attorneys in your community and state who serve as a JAG or military legal assistance officer on a full-time or part-time basis. You can look for ways to strengthen support to homeless veterans and their families through funded VA partnerships, ways to strengthen your capacity to handle and refer consumer matters on behalf of military or veteran families via the growing number of federal agency specialists in this area. You can encourage stakeholders in your state to consider undertaking a legal needs study specific to veterans and their military families. Both Maine and Montana did studies in 2012 that are available online, and other states are considering them. You can be sure that your program services and contact information are listed in the databases used by traditional military and veterans groups, such as the National Resource Directory at www.nrd.gov. And state agencies also have specialists serving this client population, including the Department of Labor Liaisons for Veterans Services and the Department of Education. You can reach out to them as well. And finally, if your state is part of the growing movement of veteran treatment courts, you can consider ways of making civil legal aid services part of a holistic approach. A good place to start is with the Veteran Justice Outreach Coordinator in your state. You can find that person by going to www.va.gov/homeless/VJO.ASP.
Once again, thank you, Krista and Brian, for joining me today. That concludes our video. Join us next time as we showcase rapid prototyping with scalable cloud-based tech, specifically for veterans' legal issues. This includes a demo of Solution Explorer, which was developed as an opening component of the Civil Resolution Tribunal in British Columbia. Thank you for watching.